Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of our Caregiving Around the Clock series. I'm going to turn it over to Maura, who will be doing all this today for you, and she'll be bringing in the new year with yoga and meditation. So, thank you, Maura.
Thank you, Kathleen. Hi, everybody. I'm hoping a few more people will join us, and I'm just going to talk for a few minutes anyway, just to give you a sense of what we're going to do today. Happy New Year. Happy winter solstice. We have a lot of things to be hopeful for. The vaccines are coming. We have a new president coming in. So I'm really feeling very joyful and hopeful today, and I'm very grateful to share my practice with you. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Maura Sullivan, and I'm actually part of the ARC team, Director of Government Affairs and Operation House Call. And I am also the mom of 3, and my 2 boys have autism. So I'm a caregiver like many of you, and I have been certainly feeling the extra strain over this past year with COVID-19 and the restrictions and all of the worries. So for me, yoga has been a wonderful way to deal with that, to help me breathe through some of my stressors, to relieve some tension that we all get, and to energize me when I need the energy. So those are the things I really want to share today. Yoga means union, and I really can't think of a better way for our community to come together and unite through yoga. And we're all in our own homes, but for the next 45 minutes or so, we'll be breathing together, we'll be moving together, and I really think it's pretty powerful. So I'm really happy to be here. So thank you again. So why don't we get started? I'm actually going to plug my microphone in so that you can hear me better when I'm moving around on my mat. If you want to turn your volume up as high as you can, that might help too, just for when we start moving. And there will be times where you probably won't see my whole body because I'll be standing or something, but you'll hear my voice, so you can follow me. I'll be cueing you through the whole class. And let's see, what else? Did I miss anything? Yeah, we're gonna breathe, we're gonna move, we're gonna find some stillness, we're gonna do some meditation, and we're definitely gonna get your heart rate up for a little while also. So if you have some pillows and you want to bring them over to your comfy spot, go ahead and do that if you think you might like them for part of our restoration poses. So I think that's it, and I hope we got a few more people on. All right, great. All right, so why don't we start in child's pose, and that's Balasana, and you're just gonna find your way to your mat or your comfortable spot. You're gonna put your knees wide and touch your toes, and then you're going to sit back on your heels. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. And then you're just going to lower your torso and stretch your arms out in front of you and put your forehead on the mat or the ground. I'm not going to put my forehead on the mat so I can talk to you a little easier. If that's not comfortable for you and you want to bring your knees in a little bit, you can do that. You can also bring your arms behind you alongside your legs. And some people find that a much more comfortable child's pose position. And I do want you to get comfortable here because we're going to be here for a few minutes. So wherever you feel most comfortable, go ahead and get there and just take some deep breaths. We're going to take really slow inhale. And an even slower exhale. And these are the breaths we're going to take here in child's pose. It's a great pose for stretching your ankles. You're going to feel a stretch in your lower back. It sometimes relieves tension in your lower back. It's great for your hips when we're sitting all day to move into this pose and just really be here. So one thing I want to say that might be a tip really to help you throughout this practice and maybe in other practices you have is my thoughts tend to kind of get away from me sometimes when I'm on my mat or trying to practice, and I may let my worries come in, my huge to-do list come in and start to take over my thoughts. So I use just a short mantra to help me refocus and to help me think about myself, my breathing, my own body. And my mantra is typically, I am strong, I am at peace. So I kind of repeat that to myself when I feel myself kind of drifting away in my thoughts. So you might want to find one that works for you. Today I felt like using I am hopeful, I am joyful. So that'll be my mantra. So go ahead and relax here for 2 more deep breaths. Breathe in, and throughout class today, we're going to be breathe out, breathing through our nose, inhale, and the exhale through your mouth, except for one little breathing exercise we're going to do that's all nose. But yes, so deep breath in, and one more, let it out. Great, now come on up to tabletop, and we're going to do some simple cat-cows. So you're going to round your spine and push your chin to your chest, and really round that spine and get that stretch. And now arch your back, lift the crown of your head to the ceiling, maybe tuck your toes under and feel that nice arch in your spine. And back to cat, round it. You might want to come up on your fingertips, really feel that rounding, and back to cow. And deep arch. We'll do 2 more of those. Cat, round, and cow, arch. And let's go ahead and roll your torso. So we're going to roll over to the right shoulder and roll down into cat, roll over to your left shoulder and up into cow. One more time, right, cow, left, cat, and let's go the other way. Left, cow, right, cat, one more, left, cow, and right, cat. Awesome. Okay, back to neutral spine. All right, my favorite pose now. Let's take your right arm, lift it way up to the ceiling, and then you're just going to thread it right through between your leg and your arm, called thread the needle, and just place your shoulder right on the ground. Take your left arm and stretch it up over your head. And breathe here. 3 breaths here. If you're a balanced person, you want to lift your left leg up and take the balance. It's a challenging one, very wobbly, but I just like the stretch here. So breathe 1 more breath in, and take your left hand, place it by your face, and lift that right arm right back up again to the ceiling. And go ahead and place it down. Now take your left arm, reach it way up high, and thread the needle all the way through. Take your right arm, stretch it up over your head, and we're going to breathe here for 3 breaths. Take the balance if you want. You don't need to. One more deep breath here. Feel that whole back body and side body opening up. And go ahead and put your right hand by your face. Untuck your left hand, reach it way up high. And back to neutral spine. All right, now we're going to take your right arm, stretch it out in front, and take your left leg and stretch it out and back. And you're just going to get as long as you can from your tips of your right fingers to the heel of your left foot. And hold. And breathe. 1 more deep breath. And go ahead and put your leg and arm down. Now lift your left arm up and your right leg back. You can try to feel like you're stamping your foot on the wall behind you and just really get that extension as long as you can. And breathe. One more deep breath. And go ahead back to neutral spine. Now we're going to go into one breath, one movement. So we're going to lift up your right arm and your left leg at the same time. Breathe in. And then you're going to tuck your knee to your elbow. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. Tuck. Get that tuck in as tight as you can. Breathe in. Stretch it out. And breathe out. Tuck it in. Okay, switch sides. So left hand, right leg stretches out. Breathe in. And tuck it in. Breathe out. More, stretch it out. Breathe in. And tuck it in and breathe out. Okay, back to neutral spine. Now we're going to tuck our toes under. Go ahead and sit back on your heels. Some of you will find this very comfortable and some of you may not. I do not find it comfortable. But if you can, lift your hands up. This is a great stretch of your toes, which we really don't do very often. And especially if you're in shoes all day, it can feel great. If it hurts your toes, keep your hands on the ground. Otherwise, we'll breathe here for 2. And 1 more. All right, come on back. And you might want to tap out your toes a little. Kills my feet. And now we're going to tuck them back under and push up to down dog. All right, so our first down dog of the day, probably, or at least of class. You're going to try to get comfortable here. So you can walk out your dog, which means kind of bend one leg, bend the other leg. Maybe bend both knees in, get a deep hip stretch. And you might turn your toes just slightly in toward each other. And then you're going to focus on just sinking your heels back while you lift your hips up and back. And most important, you're going to be pressing into your thumb and forefinger. And really, this is a very active pose. It's not a rest pose by any means. So press into that thumb and forefinger. If you want to align your ears with your biceps, that's a good alignment cue. And your gaze is just through the back of your feet, so maybe at your toes. And breathe here. So we're going to come back to down dog a lot during practice. And it'll get more comfortable, but it is an active pose. So let's take one more deep breath here. Breathe out. And then we're going to step up to the front. So walk right up to the front of the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Halfway lift. And you're going to rise all the way up to stand. I'll fix my screen a little so you can see me while I'm standing. Here we go. Still probably won't see all of me. Okay. All right, so now we're going to stand in Tadasana, which is another great pose to come back to. You have child's pose, you have Tadasana. When you just need stillness, when you need a break and you just need to breathe. So feel free to always come back to Tadasana. So you're just going to ground your feet into the floor. You're going to always think of your crown reaching up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders and your palms face out. And breathe here. And while we're here, I was going to give you my favorite meditation. It's called the Compassion Meditation. It's really easy and simple, but it's really important for caregivers to always remember to be compassionate to themselves. And I don't think we always do that. So I'm going to say the meditation. You can just repeat it out loud or silently to yourself. And it goes like this. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Deep breath in. And hands to prayer, breathe out. Let's do that one more time. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Breathe in. And one more time, hands to prayer. Okay, last time, but this time, maybe we'll send this compassion to someone that we love and care for that might need some compassion or need some healing. So repeat after me. May you be safe. Think of that person. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Breathe in. Reach up. Stretch up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. You can see what I'm doing here. Stay tall. I'll turn this way. And you're going to lean all the way over to the left and pull that right arm with your left wrist, left hand, and look up to the ceiling and breathe. That whole side body stretch. Hold here. And come on back up. Now take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and you're going to stretch way over to the side and breathe. Keep breathing. Look up to the ceiling. Feel that nice whole side body stretch. And come back up. Just straight up, straight back. And come on down, hands to prayer. And back to Tadasana. So now let's do a little bit of neck loosening up. Everybody holds so much tension in our necks, but we'll be real gentle. We're just going to tip our head to the right, towards our right shoulder. And then you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. Keep breathing. And then you're going to roll over and tip your head toward your left shoulder. Keep breathing. And come back towards chin, towards chest. And then back up to neutral. Let's roll your shoulders and take them up. Really try to squeeze your shoulder blades together in the back. And then really try to just move them down your spine. So roll up, squeeze them together, and move them down your spine. One more, up, together, down. All right, we've rolled our spine, we've loosened our neck and our shoulders. Now we're gonna take a deep breath in. I'm gonna fix my camera one more time. You can see me. And we're gonna fold forward. It's gonna bend your knees as much as you need to be comfortable and separate your feet to hips width distance. Hips width is not very much actually. We think it's wider than it is. But bend and just relax here. You might want to sway a little. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands and just let all the tension out of your neck and head. You're gonna hold your head. You can give yourself a little massage here. And just breathe. Getting upside down. Feels really good. All right, we're gonna place our hands on the ground in front of you. You're gonna take your right hand and put it right between your feet, but out about a foot. And then you're gonna bend deeply into your right knee and lift your left arm up to the ceiling and look up and breathe here. It's a great IT band stretch. 2 more breaths here. And go ahead and switch hands. So your left hand is going to be out in front, about a foot from your feet. And then you're going to bend deeply into your left knee and lift that right arm up to the ceiling and breathe. Open your chest, open your shoulder. Deep breath in. Okay, and go ahead and put that hand back down. We're going to slowly roll back up to Tadasana. Deep breath in. All right. So we're feeling loose now. We're gonna actually try to move in a little bit of a flow. So you can watch me do the first flow if you want, or you can join right in. I'm gonna be cueing it, and I'll be also cueing your breath. So here it goes. This is called a sun salutation, or sorry, namaskar A is what we're gonna be doing. So deep breath in, rise up, stretch up, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in, and then you're gonna step back to plank and breathe out as you lower down to your mat. You're gonna rise up to cobra pose while you breathe in. And then you're gonna tuck your toes and push back to down dog as you breathe out. So that's it. That's the Surya Namaskar sun salutation. And you can feel free to take that at your own pace and stay with that flow, or I'll show you some of the other options as we go. But let's do that one all together, and we'll always meet back in down dog for 5 breaths. So there's plenty of time to catch up if you take the sun salutation slower. So 2 more breaths here in your nice down dog. And all together, we're gonna bend our knees and we're gonna step to the front of our mat. We're gonna halfway lift, breathe in, forward fold, breathe out. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Stand up, rise up, breathe in, forward fold, breathe out, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Step back to plank pose, breathe out. Cobra pose, breathe in. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog, and breathe out. 5 breaths here in down dog. So hopefully that's feeling good. If you need to take a rest, you can come right to child's pose from here. A beautiful time to take those 5 breaths right here. You are getting your heart rate up here with the sun salutation, and we have 2 more to do. So 2 more breaths here, and I'm going to show you the version with chaturanga this time, but you do what works for you. So we're going to bend our knees, jump or step to the front, halfway lift, fold forward. Rise up, breathe in, forward fold, Uttanasana, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in, Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. Now up to upward dog, and we're gonna hold up dog, stay right there. Our first time in up dog, gonna squeeze your knees straight, press into your thumb and forefinger like we did in down dog. Try to pull your chest through your shoulders, crown of the head to the ceiling, and now lift your hips and back to down dog. All right, you guys are doing great. Breathe. And let's get 1 more in, and then we'll take it down from there. So 2 more breaths here and down dog. Remember your alignment, you're sinking your heels back, toes are slightly in, hips are up and back. And let's all bend our knees, step or hop to the front, halfway lift, and forward fold, breathe out. Stand up, rise up, breathe in, Uttanasana, breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. Come on up to upward dog, breathe in. And push it back to down dog, breathe out. Great job, let's all come to child's pose, knees wide, toes touch. Rest back on your heels and put your head down on the mat. Breathe here. So today in class, we're finding movement and breath. we're finding if you notice one breath, one movement, I'm cueing. And then we're also going to find some stillness with our breath as well. So breathe here for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to come back to down dog, but we're not going to stay there very long. Come on up to down dog. Let's lift your right leg up. And then we're going to bend that leg and open your hip. And you're going to feel a beautiful stretch all along your hip flexor, which we are sitting so much all day long that we just need this opening. And go ahead, straighten that leg out, bring it back down. Lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Feel that beautiful stretch. Don't worry about your shoulders in this one. Straighten your leg, bring it on back down. Now we're gonna lift up your leg straight up. You're not gonna twist it. And you're gonna tuck your knee in tight as you can. Squeeze it and strap your foot through your hands as best you can. You're gonna be in low lunge. You're gonna tuck your back knee and come on up. Reach up. Stretch up and breathe. Back to deep lunge. And now you're going to straighten your front leg as much as you can and lean over into half split. It's fine if you're here. We're just warming up those hamstrings. And come on back to low lunge. Tuck your toe under. I'm going to shoot our front leg back to plank pose. And back to down dog. So hopefully you're all following me along. Now we're going to lift your left leg up. Tuck it in deep, hold back, and try to step it between your hands. Deep lunge here. If you can, lift your shoulders up a little bit here. Put your knee down, reach up, rise up, and hands back down. We're going to do low lunge. Feel that nice stretch along your hip flexor, and go ahead and stretch forward in the half split. Straighten that front leg. Just to your comfort. Bend your front leg, tuck your toe under, and we're going to step back to plank and step back to push back to down dog. All right, now we're going to take your hands and you're just going to walk them back to meet your feet. And we're going to roll up nice and slow. And I'll fix my camera so you can see me standing pose. I think we might have a chat that I'll look at real quick. So just wait for me in the, okay, I think we're okay. All right, so now we're standing at the back of your mat. We're gonna just do a couple of balance poses. We've been stretching, we've been working our strength, we've been getting our heart rate up. So let's go ahead and firm up your left leg, ground into the mat here. And you're gonna take your right knee, bend it up, and hold it. Give it a squeeze, give it a hug. As tight as you can in, just give it a squeeze, wherever you are. Hold it here. You're gonna kick it out, step forward. Go ahead, lift that left knee, bend it in, give it a good squeeze. Kick it out, step forward, lift your right, give that a good squeeze. Kick it out, last one, left knee, give it a squeeze, and bring it down. Deep breath in here, and let's go for a warrior 3. So I keep my hands in prayer, and we're gonna lift our right leg back, ground into your left, and this is a very challenging pose, so as far as you can go is great. And breathe here. And hold this for 3, 2, and 1. Come on back to Tadasana. Get ready to ground into your right leg, lift your left leg, hands in prayer, and warrior 3. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. come on back to Tadasana. Great job on balance work. Deep breath in. And my least favorite pose, but we're gonna do it anyway. Deep breath in, and we're gonna sit back to chair pose. So toes touch and sit on back. Take a chair. So your toes are touching, your heels are a little bit wide. Your knees are not coming too far over your toes. They're kind of right over your ankles. You can have your hands in prayer. You can have your hands out in front. Or really challenging, you can try to put your hands literally behind your ears, your arms, and hold here. So you got this. 3 more breaths here. This is one of those strengthen everything poses. And come on up to stand and give your legs a little wiggle. All right, we're gonna do Utkatasana or chair pose one more time. This time we're gonna slowly bring ourselves to the ground, to the floor. So deep breath in, chair pose, and slowly lower if you want to use your hands. Otherwise, keep your hands in prayer and come to a seat. Give yourself a big hug. Deep breath here. All right, so we are actually doing a whole lot of core work today. It doesn't feel like we're doing any sit-ups, but the core is happening in all of our movement today. But just in case you want a little extra, we'll do one boat pose. And you can keep your hands resting on the ground, lift your knees bent, keep your chest open and your back as straight as possible. And you're gonna hold it here. If you need more challenge, you wanna straighten those legs. That's a plenty good challenge. And breathe. Want to lift your hands, you can do that. It's wobbly. Grab your toes. And come on back down. I think that was plenty long of a boat. And let's straighten your legs out in front of you. So I think the one thing I really wanted to do also was some twisting, because it's so good for circulation, for getting circulation to our organs. So I think I'm actually going to face this way for you to see. We're going to take our right knee, bend it up, going to step over our left. And if that feels good to you, and you can just pull your knee towards your chest and turn your torso to the right. That's great twisting, but if you need some more, you can take your left elbow and tuck it over your right knee, and then take your right hand, put it behind you, and it'll help assist you to turn your head towards the back wall. I don't know if you can hear me when I turn my head. And breathe here. So whether you're here or here, that's fine. Twists are so good for us. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's switch sides. So bend your left leg, step it over, give yourself a hug, twist that torso to the left, or hook your elbow, put your left arm behind you, and look to the back wall. Then breathe. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. When you inhale, you can twist a little more. When you exhale, you can relax. Come on back. And I'll show you one hip opener move that is definitely a fun one to do, but if it's not right for you, you can take it for where you need it. So take your right knee and bend it up. And some people are going to be able to take their foot and put it in their hand and then hold their knee. And this is going to be as far as you're going to get, and that's fine. Other people, if you can take that foot and stick it in the crease of your elbow And then you take your knee and wrap your other elbow around. You're actually in rock the baby. So give it a squeeze, give it a rock. Really does feel like you're rocking a baby here. So whether you're here or here, it's a great hip opener, and our hips need it. We hold so much tension in our hips. Okay, let's try the other side. So left knee bends, you grab it with your right hand and go ahead and rock this leg, rock the baby. Or you put your foot into your elbow crease and you reach around and you're really rocking your baby now. Okay, awesome. All right, and relax. Take those feet out. Okay, we're gonna lay back. We have finally made it to our backs. So slowly lower down. And let's bring your knees into your chest. One more big hug. And let's lift your legs up over your head. And this is another wonderful inversion. Anytime you're getting your legs over your hips, you're getting great circulation. And this is a wonderful calming pose. You can stay here during Shavasana, or take a traditional corpse pose for Shavasana, but I really recommend this pose as a nice calming, maybe if you're having trouble sleeping. You can even put your legs up against the wall and then make it really comfortable and easy. But for now, we're going to tuck up our legs. We're actually going to do one more twist. So knees bent, and they're going to fall over to the right. And your left arm is going to stretch out and you're going to look to the left. You're going to feel a nice twist along your side body, all the way down your leg, and breathe here. Okay, come on back up. One more hug. Gonna let those legs both fall over to the left, and you're gonna look to the right, stretch your arm out to the right. Over your right fingers, and breathe here. Okay, come on back up, and rock to sit. And I have one more breathing exercise to share with you before we experience wonderful Shavasana together. So we worked a lot on breathing today, and there's definitely wonderful strategies to increase your awareness to your breath. And one of them is to just put your hand on, put your right hand on your belly and put your left hand on your chest. And breathe with that awareness so you can feel your lungs, your stomach, and your heart just fill as you take a deep inhale. And then you feel them just come down as you do your exhale. Feel strong as you inhale and feel compassion as you exhale. This is a really comfortable breathing exercise to do when you're laying down in one of my favorite poses, which I'll show you right after this. And then I wanted to give you one more breathing exercise that really helps me. And it helps me when I'm feeling a little unfocused and I just kind of need to refocus and get some clarity. And it's a little weird. And if you have a stuffy nose, you don't have to follow along with it. But here's how it goes. You're going to take your right thumb and place it over your right nostril. This is, by the way, called Nadi Sudana breathing. And you're going to take a deep breath in through your left nostril. Really deep breath. Go. And then you're going to take your ring finger and your middle finger and close the left nostril, open the right, and let the breath out your right nostril. So it's a deep breath in for 4, count of 4, and a deep breath out to a count of 5. So try it again with me. Deep breath in through your right nostril. Cover that nostril, release your left, and let it out for a count of 5. Breathe back in your left nostril. Close it off. Release your right nostril and breathe out to a count of 5. One more time on your own. Great job. So you might need a tissue or something, but those are a couple more breathing exercises that really work for me. So let's go ahead and do one more stomach pose. We haven't laid on our bellies yet. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose, which is also an active pose. So you're going to be on your elbows with your hands straight out. They don't have to touch. They're going to go parallel. And again, you're going to lift your crown of your head to the ceiling. You're going to try to pull your chest through your shoulders. And while we're here, we're going to take a one-leg frog. So you're going to take your left leg and bend it up towards your left elbow. And you should feel a nice stretch across your hips, through your back, and breathe here. If you're not feeling that so much, and that's fine, but you want something else, you can stay nice and strong on this right elbow, but you can take your left hand and reach back for your right foot. And you're going to get a quad stretch here, you're going to get a hip stretch, flexor stretch. And go ahead and let go. All right, let's bring that frog leg down and bring your right leg up, bend it towards your right elbow. And right here might be just fine. Or you might want to take your right hand and reach back for your left ankle. Stay nice and strong on that left shoulder elbow. And down. And if you're really feeling like you want more here, you can always bring that second leg up into a full frog pose. And this is definitely much more intense of a pose. And breathe here. Otherwise, you can stay in one leg frog, which is great too. All right, friends, let's come back into child's pose. Back up to tabletop. One last down dog. Rock forward into plank. Lower all the way down. And we're going to flip over onto your back. And get ready for Shavasana. All right, so you're going to just let your feet fall out to either side. You're going to turn your palms up to face the ceiling. You can actually tuck your shoulder blades a little bit under on each side to open your chest. And you're really going to relax here. So breathing slows down, breathing gets very comfortable. Feel the weight of your body just sinking into your mat. Feel the heaviness of your heels, of your hips, of your head. Release any tension that you're feeling in your forehead or your jaw. We hold so much tension in our face. And now we're going to attempt to have stillness just for about 1 minute. So deep breath, let it out. I know your homes are probably busy and there's noise. and there's distractions. But sometimes one of the best things we can do is just to stay still. And sometimes it's one of the hardest things. But do what you can. Shavasana. Okay, hopefully we're all able to find some stillness. So let's bring some movement back. You can roll your feet, you can roll your wrists, you can stretch your arms up over your head, stretch your right arm, stretch your left arm. Big morning stretch. And then go ahead and curl up on one side into fetal position. You can use your hands as a little pillow. And just be really grateful to yourself for giving yourself this time today, for taking care of your body, paying attention to your breath. And just bringing awareness to the importance of finding compassion for yourself. Let's sit up, find a comfortable seat. I want to thank you all for practicing with me today. Let's do a deep breath here together. Let's bring your hands to your third eye. I want to tell you that I honor the place in you that is the same in me. I honor the place in you where the whole universe resides. I honor the place in you of love, of light, of peace, and of truth. I honor the place in you that is the same in me. There is but one. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing practice today. I'm going to come up and unplug my microphone and see how you're all doing. All right. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat. Oh, but what I do want to say is that I am really always available to answer any questions about yoga. I love those questions. I can talk to you about specific postures or areas that you might be struggling with in yoga. And, you know, let us know if you want to do this again, we can do it as well. So I don't know, Carrie or Kathleen, any questions
wonderful.
that have come up?
We have in the chat note, Diane just wanted to share that it was a really great class and that you covered all of the right ground, which is wonderful. Let me just check. I don't see any more questions, but yeah, I
Hopefully
think that
everybody didn't fall asleep during Shavasana, but maybe that's actually what y'all needed. But
yes.
well,
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody. And
Yeah.
I want to say again, Happy New Year. Everybody stay well. We're still in the thick of things. So take
Yeah.
care of yourselves. And yeah, always be in touch with any questions.
Thank you, Maura. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I do also want to remind everyone that this is part of a multiple date webinar series, and our next series will be held at 2 p.m. on January 21st, and we're going to have a parent panel. And what I find is good about that is that we're going to have folks kind of sharing their tips and tricks around what helps them make it through the day. And we can all pull something from that. And so I hope that you go to our website, follow up with Maura if you have any other questions, particularly about the yoga, and then just be in touch. So I think I see, though, there might be another question. Oh, just a thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank everyone. And with that.
Great weekend. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Kathleen. Everybody
You're
have a great
welcome.
weekend. I'm going to sign off.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.